I'm Patrick.
This is Will.
And I'm Chris, and we are Guys with Issues. And today on Guys with Issues, we're going to be talking about the Godbomb. Thor, God of Thunder, 6 through 11.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, Bantam Man, you got anything? Got anything, Bantam? We have like Will's wacky facts to lead up to. You got any banter? Did you do anything recently?
No.
You had an open schedule for the first time in aeons, in a millennia.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Did some stuff around the house.
That's got to feel weird for you.
Yeah.
Normally you just fill up this segment for us.
Normally I do.
I know. Wow. Do you have anything coming up?
I mean, Father's Day.
Oh, and a birthday.
And well, two, technically.
2 birthdays.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. So what you're saying is you may have had free time recently, but going forward, you're going to be busy again.
Of course.
Oh, good. I was afraid the stars had aligned strangely and we were in some alternate reality.
Right.
Oh, Will, did you listen again?
I'm about 3/4 of the way through.
Oh, wow. This is so weird. Fancy having Will listen.
It is.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like a whole new world for Will. It's his new world.
Right.
But so are you to the comic part? Because like 3/4 of the last issue was pretty much all
banter
sections and banter. It was segments and banter.
Yeah. I think I just got past my own synopsis.
Nice.
His own synopsis. Oh, shoot.
Oh, we had a gum segment this time.
Gum segment.
Not really, though, right? Like
No.
I was trying to be on the down low with it. But anyway.
Nice.
Anyway, Will, do you have any interesting banter for us today? You been up to any no good besides having to work like a billion hours?
That sucked. Yeah. I played games with you on Saturday.
You did. We hung out in person and tried to beat the Destiny 2 Final Shape campaign.
Yeah.
Got stuck on the boss.
And then Sunday I was over at my parents' house.
Oh, that's right. Just hanging out?
Yeah.
Nice.
My mom wanted to play games. We played Castle Crashers.
Oh, that's
And
fun. Cora and I used to play that.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. It was me, her, my oldest sister. And we ate burritos and nachos.
Cool.
Oh, wonderful.
So yeah, it was a good time.
Did you do you play as the pink heart?
Brianna was that.
Was she?
The one with the pink heart and shoots the rainbows. And
Yep.
my mom was the purple one, and I think I just chose the red one.
The fire guy.
Yeah.
It's a fun game. It's good.
Yeah, some of the bosses are kind of challenging, but
And then you got to fight each other.
yeah, then we got to fight each other, which was weird because we couldn't figure it out at first. We were just like, why is this not ending? Is it glitched? And
Have you played Castle Crashers?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, my mom was the one that was just like swinging around trying to figure out what to smack, and she hit
whacked
my
you?
sister. Like, oh, we got to fight each other. It's turned into a brawl.
It's like Arcadia Quest.
Yeah.
PvE.
Basically.
Pretty much.
But
Cool.
yeah, I've got my wacky facts.
Wacky facts. This is
Gotta-
his say.
I got a
His
handful.
banter portion.
Because last week we teased the origins
We did.
of the chainsaw.
I wrote it
That's
down
right.
to make sure it got brought back up. It was one of my notes from last week.
So yeah, the first version of the chainsaw was originally developed by 2 Scottish doctors in order to aid in childbirth.
Oh, my.
I'm assuming that's more of a cesarean thing.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Jeez Louise.
It was basically like the precursor to a C-section.
That's brutal.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Yeah, you read about it. It doesn't sound like a good idea.
Could you imagine that now? You're in like the birth unit and you just hear like
Someone goes, "Oh, that must be
Oh.
a difficult birth."
oh, they must be.
Wow.
Shoot.
I can imagine it now.
It's like the drills at the dentist office.
Right. Do you think they need to put a ski mask on when they do that?
Why?
Why not? Make it horror-ish.
Probably not.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't. You'd want to traumatize less, not more, right?
I mean,
That would be the goal.
if you pull a chainsaw out, you're
I mean-
traumatizing already.
I don't know what outfit you would wear to not traumatize someone when you go at them with a chainsaw. Because if you think about it, if you wear like a clown outfit, that's like double scary.
Right.
Clowns.
Even if you wear like,
But if you were a
If I went
lumberjack,
into, if I
if you-
went into surgery and my doctor came out dressed as a clown, regardless,
exactly.
I would be like, "Well, see ya, world."
all right, I hate to ask. Can you turn my headphones back down?
Wow. No, you're stuck
Rather
there.
loud.
I like that they're the same as Will's and mine, and you want.
Probably because he turned his gains up.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Getting gains.
His headphones were already softer than both of ours. It's probably because from working in factories our whole life, we have worse
Oh,
hearing.
yeah.
That's very possible.
It's true. My
No.
hearing has noticeably declined over the years of working in production.
What?
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. I got the old tinnitus.
The old tinnitus.
It's not the new tinnitus.
No.
No, that has Newton's-itis.
They didn't re-release their album.
Nope. There's been no updates.
That's a shame.
Dang. What other wacky facts
right.
do you have?
I found out that there's technically 3 different grades to bacon. Did you know about that?
I know there's grades to meat.
Operates on like a similar structure as like ground beef. So you got like 80-20.
Oh, okay.
So like restaurants keep them in 3 tiers, right? So you got gold, which is 60% like meat, 40% fat. Mm-hmm. And that's like your high presentation bacon, right? Like center of plate, looks good, you know. And then you got your silver bacon, which is 40% meat.
Wow.
Right.
And that's like a little bit cheaper. It's a little bit further out from the cut, you know, from the center. And, you know, you can put that in like if you go to a breakfast buffet,
Oh, okay.
like in
those
in
trays.
bulk or in like a BLT sandwich,
Okay.
you know. It's still good bacon, but not quite as good for that center of plate. And then bronze bacon is 25% meat to fat.
And that's what you buy in the grocery store.
I was going to
And
say,
it's-
that's what like mass
you-
packaged grocery stuff.
Yeah, you fry it up, dice it up, and you'll see that in
Oh, that's like your salad bacon.
salad bits.
Bacon bits.
Bacon bits. There
Things
you go.
like that.
Wow.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I did
And
not know that. So the thickness of the cut doesn't,
It's
doesn't-
not. It's not the thickness.
it's the ratio.
It's the from like where it is. So like your gold bacon comes from like the center of the belly,
I see.
and then as you get further and further out,
It drops.
you kind of lose.
Cool.
That's interesting.
It is interesting. Excuse me.
Last thing, kind of went down a rabbit hole on are lemons man-made? Have you heard about that?
I have not heard about
That
that.
they're like derived from limes or something.
Yeah, lemons are a combination of a citron and a bitter orange. And a bitter orange is a combination
So-
of a mandarin orange and a pomelo. Mm-hmm. So technically,
I thought pomelo was a dish detergent.
Oh.
Isn't it a green detergent?
I might just be
Might be.
pronouncing it incorrectly. Who knows?
You don't do that, Will.
I do it all the time, Pat. But
I
yeah,
was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, Will.
don't do that.
Oh, sorry.
Don't do that. No, apparently all citrus fruits can or be traced back genetically to a citron, pomelo, and mandarin orange. Those are like the 3 grandfather,
Wow.
like
What are they again?
a citron, a pomelo, and a mandarin orange.
What's a citron?
It's, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's a.
It almost looks like
I think it's like a gas station or a racing.
Oh. Yeah, I went and got some dots at the citron.
Anyway, so you're telling us that that lemons are man-made then,
yeah, it seems that way, but nobody can.
like modern sheep.
The history behind it is
And
kind
modern
of
corn.
fuzzy.
Pretty much all the modern food we eat is man-made.
Yeah, or hybridized from ancient plants.
Right, man-made.
Basically, yeah. And so while going down that rabbit hole, I discovered that potatoes, tomatoes, eggplants.
Got potatoes again.
Yeah, I know. Potatoes came back.
Potatoes.
And bell peppers and tobacco plants are technically all in like the nightshade family.
Yep.
So they all have nicotine in them. Eggplants have 525 nanograms of nicotine
Good old
on
tomatoes.
average per plant. Tomatoes have 332 nanograms, and potatoes have 675.
Is that like in the leaf?
No, it's in the actual, like when you eat
It's
it.
in the actual potato.
Yeah.
Cool.
But you'd have to eat like tons of it to equate to like a single cigarette.
Challenge accepted.
You're gonna eat enough potatoes to
Smoke a cigarette.
to have nicotine show that. Wow, that's dedication to potatoes.
I'm not, but I kind of want to. Because I love potatoes.
Me too.
I like sweet potatoes a lot. I mean, I like normal potatoes, but man alive, I like a nice cooked sweet potato.
And now you know
The
why
rest.
people love potatoes.
I did not
because-
try using the potato as shoe polish last week. I was going to, but I did not. I forgot. So that was my bad. I still need to non-stick shoe polish my shoes.
Right?
So I may or may not have something to bring up on next podcast.
Oh, that's a fact?
Yeah. Well, not a fact, a theory.
Interesting. I smelled loose leaf tea this week that reminded me of a tobacco that Will and I smoke in our pipes. I was like, this isn't tea. This just smells like tobacco.
Put it in your pipe and smoke it.
The tea? You probably could, the way it smelled. I don't know if you'd probably be able to pull a fast one on somebody.
Maybe.
Will, what are you looking at? Was that the last of your
That
wacky
was
facts
my-
with Will?
For this week, that is the last. I was showing Pat what a citron looks like. It's basically a lumpy lemon.
Oh,
You
okay.
Lumpy lemon.
I've seen those.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's like a gourd meets lemon.
Right.
Gourd meets melon. Anyway.
Interesting.
Oh, I had something.
Yeah.
I forgot for a moment, but then I remembered that I told you earlier today
Yes.
I had something for banter.
You do.
But it isn't things I did. This is in line with Will's factoids. So, I recently started using Pinterest to look up certain types of sci-fi art and things like that for what I've been working on, and like trying to look at certain ship designs and different things. And I noticed recently that I was getting ads for things that I really didn't want. Most of them are clickbaity ads with scantily clad ladies. Things like what the Game of Thrones characters look like in the book. And they're always like way less dressed than like the way the armor is done in the TV show. And I'm like, I've never once watched or read Game of Thrones. I've watched like a few minutes of the first episode. That's like the most. I've never watched an episode of Game of Thrones. And I realize I look up fantasy and sci-fi art. So maybe that's what it was kind of thinking on.
Probably.
And then, it knows that I'm a, like in the bracket of age group and male and all of those things. And it's like, oh, if you're in that bracket, you're more likely to click on this probably.
Sure.
And so it throws you stuff like that. Plus, since I buy, as Patrick knows, the same company that makes the Gundam kits that I buy, they also make like mecha girls and things like that. Mm-hmm. And so since I go to websites to look at Gundam models, it's probably like, he likes anime girls or something. Because some of my ads were to like anime statues, and some of them were normal, but they would always start with like the sexy girl kind of look thing, and then it would switch to like a normal one. So again, clickbait, right? Like it's like, click this ad. And so I was like, I really am not enjoying these ads. So I went in and I turned myself into a female.
He did.
I did.
Wow.
Chainsaw and everything.
Whoa.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Yeah.
Bringing it back.
There's no bringing it back, unfortunately. It was more permanent than I realized. But so on Pinterest, I became a woman. And interestingly enough, all of my ads suddenly became Zillow home buying, throw pillows for my couch, and deodorant that can be used on all parts of your body.
Well, there you go.
Literally went from, did you know what these Game of Thrones people really look like? And anime to throw pillows and deodorant.
Wow.
No joke. Like that. So I go, oh, I guess a woman in my age bracket is much more concerned with her personal hygiene and how many pillows she has, which that I know for a fact is a thing.
Yeah, I believe it.
But yeah, so I'm just gonna stay a lady. I think I'm not going back. I'm gonna stay a woman.
So digitally speaking, Christopher is now a woman.
So I think from now on, I may lean into just picking that I'm a female with certain websites to keep my ads less provocative.
There you go.
So
Was it Twisted Sister that saying "dude looks like a lady"?
Oh, maybe that sounds right.
I'm guessing
That sounds right.
somebody's looking.
I don't know because Twisted Sister sang a few other things. I don't know if it. No, that was Aerosmith.
Was that? Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's Steven Tyler.
That's right.
Steven Tyler
Yeah,
sings "Dude
that's
Looks
right.
Like a Lady."
Yeah. See, I don't know anything.
No,
I don't know why
Yeah,
you're
it
on
is
this podcast.
Aerosmith.
all of a sudden I heard "We're Not Gonna Take It" in my mind. But anyway, that was Twisted Sister, right?
Whatever.
This is not a music podcast.
This is not, as you can tell.
Will's fact checking, I think. Anyway,
When
but
I
yeah,
gotta take it, I think it's Twisted Sister.
so because I can picture them,
Right.
And if it's not them, then it's another hair band that looks very
Right.
similar. So, if you ever get fed up with the style of ads that are being thrown at you, just change your gender, switch it up.
Switch it up.
Now, Pinterest does have a third gender option, which is custom.
Yeah.
And I figured if the female one gets to be something that I get tired of, I can go into that and finagle it, see what happens.
I think if they let you put it in on your own, just put like raptor.
Like the bird or the dinosaur.
Yes.
Both.
So, yeah. There you
Yeah.
go. Maybe I'll put octopus.
There you go.
Yeah. They'll be like, man, this guy likes to multitask. He's got 8 arms. Show him some cool kitchen gadgets. Anyway, so are we going to Will Tries Weird Food?
I guess.
Do we have anything
Oh,
else?
I forgot about
Let me
that.
get the
Actually.
bag.
I feel like that was a quick banter segment. That's good, right? None of us had much. Oh, he's throwing the bag because Will has to. Oh, Lorena asked if we truly did not look in the bag, and I said no, we didn't look in the bag.
We did not look in the bag.
And she told me, she goes, I couldn't have done it. I would have looked 100%. I would have looked in the bag.
Guess we're just adventurous.
She said, you guys are much stronger than me.
What is this?
I don't know. Oh, they're spoons.
What?
What? What is it?
What is that?
Mi Castanita.
Oh, Mexican candy? We got that?
Cuchara.
Cucharazo. Or-
Churrasco.
Yeah. Which is a tamarind spoon. That's what it says. It's a tamarind spoon.
So this
Which makes
week's-
sense because cuchara is spoon in Spanish.
Okay. While you're opening that up, I need to go do something.
Okay. So here we go. My brothers. Here
we go.
We're passing them out. This is a spoon covered in something.
Kind of looks like peanut butter almost.
I
but
mean,
it's hard. Hard peanut butter.
I'm going to go with it's tamarind, whatever that might be. Well, It says it's sugar, corn syrup, chili. Okay, there it is. It's going to taste like chili. These are chili spoons, right?
They don't feel that chilly to me.
Bada, 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 boom. Will's unwrapping his like it's Christmas.
Right.
Patrick's ready to go. He's like,
Have
I don't
you
mess
done this
around when
before?
it comes with spoons.
No.
No, but he used to play spoons a lot, so he's an expert.
He knows
Also not true.
he knows his way around a spoon.
No?
I do know my way around a spoon.
Yeah, I usually use my mouth to get my way around a spoon.
You
Oh
get it?
my.
Get it?
I do.
Because my mouth goes around
Right.
spoons.
I know. I get it.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
I understand.
Yeah?
I'm picking up what you're laying down.
Yeah. Good thing, or I might put it in my mouth.
Sure.
Okay.
Are we doing this?
Anyway, cheers.
Cheers.
Are we
yeah.
clanking spoons?
I mean, we can if you want.
Clank.
Clank. We slap
Long-
spoons. We slap,
Slap
spoons.
spoons.
You spoon slapping
Long
son of a
distance
gun.
clank.
Long distance clank. There we go.
the three spoons that he has. Yep. It's kind of what I expected.
It's not my first choice.
But is it your 8th choice?
I don't know if this is my top 10.
I feel like this is like a sucker that they're like, we ran out of sticks.
Maybe you're supposed to stir it in coffee or something.
That'd be a weird coffee vibe.
It would. Oh, I got the pepper.
The chili.
I love
It's
stuff.
not bad.
No, I like.
Okay, this
I
might
like
be in my
things like-
top 10 now.
It's pretty
It
tasty.
is pretty tasty.
Well, you can buy tamarind paste. We have tamarinds at my house.
Like grown in your backyard?
No, my wife bought them.
Oh.
Have you ever seen them?
No.
You know
I
what
think
they
so.
look like?
No.
They're like big brown pea pod looking things. They look like the things that fall off of trees.
Lots of things fall off
Oh,
trees.
okay.
Like seed pods, dude. Come on now. Don't be like that.
I wonder what Lorena would say about these. I wonder if she's ever had it.
Well, we might find out.
Well, she's going to have to write in and tell us about it at Longbox at guyswithissues.com.
Nice.
Yeah, this is such like a Mexican flavored candy.
Right?
Like when people bring candies back from Mexico is what I mean. Like
Right,
this is
right.
the vibe that they are. This is a good example of the type of candies that you get in that locale, which I enjoy. I enjoy them a lot.
Yeah.
They're very different than American candy. And I think overall I prefer this flavor profile for something like candy.
Sure, it's good.
Are you falling asleep, Patrick?
Maybe.
Oh, Thor's trying to wake you up. You hear it?
I do.
It's kind of hard to eat, though.
You just got to rub your tongue on it vigorously.
Just rub your tongue on it, Will.
Right.
Vigorously, faster, harder.
Stronger.
I did not say half of the things that came out of your mouth.
Yeah, it's kind of weird with beer.
I could see that.
That vote, not a good beer snack.
Not a good beer snack.
Not going to replace peanuts anytime soon.
A close second.
Right after pretzels. Okay, there we go. Are we done? We
Great.
done messing around so we can start up again full
I guess.
nonstop. Full stop, nonstop. Full go. Gas to the at.
Wow.
Nope. So,
Pedal to the floor.
yeah. Will, you just tried something weird.
I did try something weird. I would say I think I like the seaweed a little bit better than this one.
Are we going to compare all the snacks?
They're not even close to being the same, but I'm just saying.
Not even a little.
Well, I think I also like the seaweed better just because I like more savory things than sweet things.
But that wasn't. It was hard to tell whether it was sweet or if it was savory, if it was spicy.
Do you mean what we just had?
Yeah.
I would say it was a little bit of all of those things.
Too many flavors.
Not enough time.
I liked it. I'm not comparing them. But I did enjoy both. Good
Oh,
choice
good.
again. I already said that, though. I don't know if I'm going to keep the part where I said that I like that flavor profile for candy, that I enjoy Mexican candy. It might have been cut. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm not future me, but
None of us are.
nope.
Find out about 2 minutes ago on Guys with Issues.
So, yeah, overall, though, I enjoyed that. I thought it was good. Thank you, Christoph, for continuing to provide entertainment
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you
and
again.
experiences.
And speaking of Christoph, he's
Is he our only email this week?
depends on how many you want to read. Technically, these all came in before we released this week.
Well, if they all came in before it released,
Our newest one was sent to us June 10th.
then I'd say we have to read them. We got to read them all.
All right, we got 2 from
So-
Christoph
Oh, geez, Louise.
and 1 from Laura.
She's going to be the one giving Christoph a run for his money soon.
Right.
He's going to have to keep emailing every issue just to make sure that she doesn't get one up on him, basically, is what it seems like.
That's what it seems like. Yes.
So,
And because he emailed twice, I'm going to kind of like compress them together. You know. But the first one is called, Is it a plane? Is it a boy? Is it a man?
Oh, I responded to this one. I don't know that you really need to read that online.
Oh,
Or
okay.
on the air.
so it was a direct, it was a question about the comic.
Yeah,
It's a real short question.
because we put Superboy Prime as in the reading list, and it's actually Superman
Oh, and
Prime.
you fixed it, yeah. Yeah.
I fixed it. I told him. That's what
Okay,
that
cool.
one was.
They do call him Superboy Prime, but the title was Superman
The title,
Prime.
right?
Yes.
Exactly.
He'll
Anyway,
never
I'll
be
just,
Superman.
We'll scrub that one. We'll go to the next one.
Cool.
Almost forgotten, but never unloved.
Did you read this already?
Probably, but I don't remember.
Wow.
Hey,
title.
guys. Sorry
Hey,
for
Christoph.
Yeah, hi, buddy. Sorry for the late email. I finished listening while driving and hugging myself and got distracted by a phone call. What a whopper of an issue. So much to unpack. Can Chris maybe post some pictures or explain in detail on how you pack up a bonfire exactly? Seems like a dangerous endeavor. I wrote a funny note about the read list and then forgot what it was about. But yeah, I write notes about your podcast now. See what bad habits you start me on. Favorite character, Chris, for packing up his bonfire. Least favorite character, Patrick, for spending too much time with anyone that is not me.
Yep.
Wow.
It happens.
Favorite scene, nutso to the butso.
Oh, jeez.
It's spreading.
It's gonna be a thing
It
now.
is,
Jeez.
probably.
Can't wait for the call-in episode. Do we think I can get a 3-hour time slot to answer all my questions, or should I limit myself to 2 hours?
Wow.
Keep up the great work.
Hey, so Christoph, you can ask us 3 hours of questions, but that's not guaranteed going to make it into the issue.
That's right. He'll be like, "Wow, where's all that content?"
Where's all that content?
We just play it at like
It
times
could be.
50
Hey,
speed.
it could be. Oftentimes, annual celebration episodes for podcasts run much longer than normal,
That's
so
true.
it doesn't really matter. It doesn't, but we're not keeping you on here for that long. Anyway,
And then he signs off. Keep up the great work. Yours sincerely, the Trekker Lord Supreme, the actual reader of the comics, the more emailer than Logan, right? The holder of the truth about fries, the no longer saddest, the I want to be Patrick too, the longtime listener, first time emailer every time, the one who charges things all the time, the one who fights the IRS audits, the Logan, the prolonger of podcasts, the hunter of Superboy, the nutso to the butso.
wow, Christoph.
Yep, Christoph.
Oh,
Nice.
that was nutso to the butso.
Yeah, it was.
Wow, cool.
And then our next one is from Laura, issue 43. Full wienering it is what it's called. All right, guys.
I regret that we encourage people to email right now.
I don't.
I don't either.
This is great.
Amazing.
It began with a clanking of the wieners. Ahem. And ended with you proclaiming yourselves as a trio of delicious wieners. I can only imagine the cartoonist rendition of you three as wieners. Coming soon. I commend Aruma Will on trying this abomination twice. Proud of you. Thank you, Laura. Thank you.
I mean, I finished the thing. He didn't.
I didn't say you had to finish it. You just got to try it twice.
I didn't. All right. I did try it more than twice. That's all I'm saying.
I'm proud of you then, Pat.
Thank you. I appreciate
I'm proud
it.
of you. You know, we're now trying to figure out what Christopher's questionable comment was that got bleeped out. My best guess is something along the lines of, you're probably going to bleep that out, aren't you? That'd be funny.
That would be funny.
Will, if you want to call him Leslie instead of Liesel, you go right ahead. Christopher is not your real dad anyway. You can say it how you want. 2 quotes I totally appreciated, but one should be mindful of using again in the future. Number 1, it was too big for me to use. Number 2, I would nutso to the butso that. What does it take to get to the level of guys with issues feed you? I'm genuinely interested in this. Thank you for a hilarious issue this week. I look forward to more shenanigans next week. With all my love and devotion, LW. P.S. This issue truly was nutso to the butso. PPS. PPS. I have now typed the word butso enough times that my phone is asking if it should be added to my dictionary. Thanks, GWI. Well, you're welcome, Laura. We have expanded your vocabulary.
Wasn't there going to be a Patreon
The feed?
tier, the feed thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I said it was, and then you said, no, it's not.
Oh.
And then we said that it can be.
Okay.
Yeah. You were opposed to that.
I still am.
Because I said it'd be like a silver platter with like gloves. It'd be very proper. And you said, doesn't matter. I'm not.
No.
Nope. Well, thank you, Christoph and Laura, for your emails.
Yep.
We
Fun
appreciate
times.
them.
Yes. Okay. We do.
I sure do.
I feel like I get called out a lot in the in those new ones.
Well, it goes around.
So,
Yep.
is there a Roomba in the house
There's always a Roomba.
on recording days?
It's not actually true.
on
Just
recording
on
days.
recording days. Yeah.
We need to get Pat a Roomba.
That would be really dumb. And
That
funny.
really would be.
What if we got you one that mowed your yard?
I would praise you immensely.
Have you ever watched those though?
Yeah,
They're so
ridiculous.
bad.
The point isn't that it's good at mowing yards.
It's-
The point is that you don't have to go out and mow the yard. So if you don't care what your yard looks like, then by all means, get a Roomba that mows your yard.
Done.
You're like, I'm sold.
Especially in this weather. Anyway, go on.
Are we ready? Are we ready to roll?
Sure. Room Fasa.
Yes. In part 2 of Thor, God of Thunder, young Thor and Avengers Thor get teleported through time to where the God Butcher is waiting for them. Avengers Thor lands right next to old Allfather Thor and helps break the siege of the Berserker beasts against Asgard. Young Thor gets taken prisoner and turned into a slave, and on the world, Gorr, the God Butcher, is constructing a massive Godbomb. The Godbomb is designed to kill all gods that have ever lived throughout all of time. After a failed attempt to destroy the Godbomb, young Thor is launched into space to meet up with the other 2 Thors. Together, they have one final showdown with Gorr, the God Butcher. Will 3 Thors be enough to stop the Butcher of the Gods? Find out today on Guys with Issues.
And we did find out.
Right.
And we
I
did.
have a question. Do you
Okay.
think this happened on Thor's Day?
It did. Well, this recording's happening on
Well, it is.
Thursday.
That's true.
But I would say from that day forth, it definitely would have been called Thursday.
Right.
Regardless of the day,
Regardless.
I
it
mean-
became Thursday.
I bet he was pretty Thor afterwards.
Wow.
Thank you for making that joke because I was going to at some point.
I
Well,
know you
anyway,
It sounds like the rain is really coming down.
yeah, it's because we're starting it. So anyway, Patrick,
Yeah,
did you have a favorite character?
sure. Why not? Old Thor.
Like the All-Father old Thor?
Yep.
What
'Cause
made
he
you
was-
pick him?
Because he was like, these guys are idiots. I can't believe it.
Like all the time.
all the time.
He's like, oh my gosh. Now, to be fair, he was thousands of years older than
I know.
them. But it is funny that he was exasperated with a much younger version of himself.
Yes. Especially the youngest one. It was great.
I know, where he's just like, you are really dumb.
Right.
Okay, Will, as you are about to take a draught of your ale.
Yes.
Well, real quick,
Yes.
I went to the local liquor store,
Oh, and asked if they could order you.
and they're gonna.
No.
Oh, yeah.
For real?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
They're gonna keep 12-packs in.
Which you will probably just buy anyway, because you're like, thanks.
I gotta let my brother know. He doesn't listen to this podcast. that
Gasp.
they're in.
Dude, that is so cool for you. You don't have to drive 2 hours next time.
I know.
Although we should still do at least like a periodic trip
Because,
up to that other liquor store, because it was awesome.
It was really awesome.
They had more flavors of dragon's milk than I've ever seen in person, like combined over the course of my life.
Wow.
Yeah, you should come with us, Will.
Yeah, next time.
I'll come with you next time.
Yeah.
For sure.
It'll be
What about you,
nutso
Wilhelm?
to the butso.
Indeed,
yeah.
it will. Who is your favorite?
Mine is also old Thor.
yeah.
Oh man,
He had a lot of really cool moments. Like when Gorr summoned that giant snake thing.
Oh,
Yeah. We took that
And he's
out.
like, I'm, the All-Father Thor. You think I need your help right now?
and then he
sends
gets eaten
Avenger
and
Thor.
blows the head off of it or something, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. I'm gonna go ahead and pick him too.
Wow.
It was between him and Avengers Thor.
Right.
Avengers Thor had a lot of cool moments too.
He did. Especially when it was carrying those
Mostly
two
because of
hammers.
the end, right? Like that big moment. He's the big hero moment. But I did enjoy. I think All-Father Thor is like the best of the three. Mm-hmm. It's hard not to.
Right.
But yeah, hey, look at us!
We
Wow,
all vibed this week.
Patrick, do you
Yeah.
have a specific favorite scene? There were a lot of notable scenes
I liked it when all three of the Thors finally met.
on the boat.
Right. So he gets tossed up into space, and then their interactions with each other. It was good.
Yeah, that was a good part. I enjoyed that. What about you, Will?
Mine would be the Avengers Thor destroying the bomb at the
When
end.
he has the two hammers.
Yeah.
Nice.
Especially because it had all those dialogue boxes that I usually don't read. I read them this time.
Nice.
And it was because all the gods throughout all of time could kind of see what was happening in that moment.
Right.
They all saw
Because the bomb transcended time.
time and space. Mm-hmm. They all could see, and they all prayed to Thor, which was
Including
kind of-
Odin.
Yeah, which
cool.
was a big thing in like the first arc that we read of people praying to the gods, and all the gods, and then praying to Thor. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then including the part after that where he has the necro sword. And he's
Oh, when it's like his whole body is like armored by it.
yeah,
That was cool.
When he's like, you don't even know what it is.
Yep.
He's like, you've been using this for like thousands of years and you don't even know what it is. And he's like, but you're right. It does live to kill.
Yep. That was good.
It was cool. That was my favorite part too.
ah, cool.
There were several parts that were pretty cool. We can go around like we normally do, but I do like that part where he goes in fully expecting to die, but ultimately what happens is as he's destroying the bomb, the necro sword basically sees that he is worthy of being like the destroyer,
Yeah,
and then turns, and instead of being the foundation of a bomb that can kill gods, it basically is like, I'm going to imbue you with power.
right.
So, yeah, that would, and then it gets tossed away
which might be for the better.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
So, but yeah, that scene was really cool. So, Patrick, you got more? Got another one?
Yeah, when old Thor and Avengers Thor were getting ready for battle, and old Thor's like, "Hey, go to the storeroom here. There's something really important we need for this fight." And he opens it up, and it's just all ale.
Yeah, casks of ale.
Because you think it's going to be a weapon. Because Avengers Thor says, my father, he told me I could never go into that room. It was for the All-Father only.
Right.
And then it's
booze.
just like booze.
It's just booze.
And you realize Thor and his dad are the exact same.
Yep.
But and that also is such good characterization. Like that shows a writer knowing their characters. Kind of like why we praise the Green Lantern stuff with Johns.
Yeah.
Same thing. Same thing. Who's the writer of this? Jason Aaron? Is that the writer? I'll look
Sounds
it up.
about right.
I think so.
Will, did you have another part?
I like the origin story of Gorr. Because it
Yeah.
really paints him out. Kind of the desperate situation he lived in, grew up in. Watching his mom die, having his wife and kids all die on this barren planet. Kind of helps you to understand what his motives are,
Sorry, it is Jason Aaron, and Nick Klein is the artist. So,
Cool.
yep, Jason Aaron. I like it when we can shout out the creators. It's good. But yeah, it gave you a lot of, like, as terrible of a being as he is.
Yeah.
You understood that where it started. You understood why he started what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Watching everybody die, basically, and meeting gods that clearly just were too busy bickering amongst themselves and fighting to care about the suffering of everybody. So, and then when they asked for help, he was like, "You are asking me for help."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a good moment for that guy.
No.
I liked the scene when young Thor met his granddaughters.
Oh, yeah. Like
That was good.
the Storm Sisters or whatever they called themselves.
Yeah, when they're like, you're no Thor, and then they're like, oh, that is totally a Thor. I also like how they thought the one was like, he is hot.
Right.
But then they're like, oh, that's my she's like, I've been having impure thoughts about my grandpa. That was funny. Like, legitimately funny.
Right.
That'd be like looking through an old photo album, like you don't realize is your family's or something, being like, who's that hot stud or something, and then being like, that's grandpa, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, awkward.
I was gonna say that scene too, just because they're like, no, we can't do anything with thunder and lightning. And then he does it too, and it starts raining fire.
Oh yeah,
And one of the granddaughters is like, I wish I could make it rain fire.
well that was cool anyway, because they're like, dude, you can't, there is nothing here to make it rain. They're like, the rain gods haven't made it rain in years.
Right.
And so it just shows how Thor in the Marvel universe he just has that much more. He'd make a great Green Lantern.
Yeah,
Because he has that much more willpower than everybody else.
Yep.
But, yeah. Did you have another scene you wanted to mention?
Yeah, when Gorr's son betrayed him.
Yeah, after Gorr kills his mom.
Yeah, after Gorr kills his mom. He's
Oof.
like, I don't know who you are anymore, all this other crap. It was good.
And the fact that, well, yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. Will.
This is going to sound really kind of dark, but when Gorr killed his wife.
I like that you were like,
Hey.
when his son betrays him.
I
And
know.
you're like, when he murders his wife. I'm like, oh, fun sequence of events here.
It should have been the other way around.
Yeah.
True. Will, you want to talk about that? Explain why you like that, because I already know,
Well-
because it's a great scene.
It is a great scene. Obviously, it's tragic, but I don't think it's his actual wife. I think it's just like a ghost.
Well, she didn't goop away, though. That's the thing that I
Oh,
wondered.
she
Her
didn't.
hand was still there. But do you think that's because he still had the power at that point?
Yes.
Okay. So, yes, she was a construct of his original wife.
That's
is
what I
it
thought,
was.
because there's the only aliens or beings like him are the wife and the son.
Yep.
And it's like, where they come from, and then you find out that at the end the sun is just like a construct.
Of that
Yeah.
is like
But-
the Necrosword's ooze,
Yeah.
like the Berserkers.
Yeah, she is like, I have complete faith in you. You are basically like the only thing I've ever seen worthy of worship. You're like a god to me. And he freaks out, turns around, and kinda
Kills her. Because the reality is he's become a god. And he does not like hearing that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, that's one of the things that makes the story so good, though, is he literally, through his own hatred and revenge, became the exact thing that he was opposing.
Right.
That's stories like that, man. That's good stuff.
It's good stuff.
That's actually, okay, short tangent for those of you who enjoy Big Hero 6. In my opinion, that's what makes Big Hero 6 such a good story, is that the hero and the villain have very similar motivation. And ultimately, the hero almost becomes the villain in the moment that he has Baymax try to kill the villain. And so he's stepping over into that same line of motivation and revenge that the villain is literally doing that they're trying to stop. And the thing that pulls him back from the edge is that he has like a support group. He has these friends that like bring him back from it, where the villain does not have anybody to do that. Mm-hmm. He's just on his own. Like he didn't have any kind of support. And I think it's a good illustration of how somebody can be driven by the same thing, and if they're going to make that bad choice, having the right people around you can make the difference. It's a good theme. It's good. Mm-hmm. It's a good thing. But yeah, he becomes the same terrible god that he basically hated. Mm-hmm. I like the scene where young Thor is with that like shield maiden, and they're having an adult situation.
Right.
And
that's why you changed your ads.
And
No.
because I read that comic.
Right.
And they jump up and she's like, I'll fight. I don't care. And he's like, this will be too much. She's like, I'm a shield maiden. But then he's like, oh, it's nothing. And so he's like, but I can't sleep. And they make that joke about her being like, then I'll keep you up or whatever.
Right.
But the thing I like about that scene is then it shows that there's a berserker in the rafters watching him.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, that's like Gorr is just keeping tabs on him.
Yeah, he is.
And I'm like, ooh, that's spooky. I like that. I like that scene for that reason. It's the berserker in the rafters. Patrick, you got another one?
I think we covered everything else I had.
Let me see.
I was going to say about, Thor holding two hammers, but we, and that big splash page, that was just awesome.
Yeah, it looks like. What about you, Will? You got some? You got any others?
Covered all mine.
I have like two maybe that we haven't mentioned. I like the scene where Shadrach finally admits to being the god of bombs. When he's like, what are you the god of? And he's always like saying the stuff, and he's like, and the guy's like, no, for real, snap out of it. And he has this moment of like lucid thought, and he's like the god of bombs, and that's the reveal of the bomb. Mm-hmm. And that's why he knows what Gorr's going to do.
Right.
That scene is very cool, the way the reveal's done.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, I like when young Thor hits Avengers Thor in the face with a space shark.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because he couldn't fly, so he rode a space shark. That was great.
And he rides it again, too.
Yeah, that was actually in there. I forgot.
Yeah, rides a space shark. It's ridiculous.
I had this running theory that Shadrach was actually going to be Loki in disguise.
Oh, interesting.
And that he was going to pop up at the end of time and like get the bomb.
Oh, I didn't even consider something like that.
And then it didn't turn out that way. Well, there goes that theory.
There goes that theory.
Did you have a least favorite character?
I mean, Gorr's wife.
Gorr's wife?
Yeah.
What about her?
I don't know. I just didn't like her. I think, no, it wasn't her. It was the construct.
Well, I didn't think you meant the like loving, tender one in the
Right.
cave that dies.
Right. No, it's just like, I don't know.
You think her AI was too needy?
Yes.
She's too clingy.
It
She
was-
literally worshipped him as a god.
Right. Exactly. That, yeah.
And she was standing by ultimately as they were murdering all these people.
Right.
Yeah. Can't be a great person, I suppose.
You know, I kind of just thought about this right now, but at the beginning of I think it was like issue 7, maybe, or 8, Gorr is beating up one of the Norse gods.
Oh,
And that-
yeah.
And that Norse god's like, you've become the thing. Basically what you said, you've become the thing you've hunted.
That's when he crucifies him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that put that in his head. So the constructs were saying that because that's what was going on inside his head, like in his subconscious.
Oh, like he controlled them. They
Yeah.
didn't operate on like an AI system.
Or, I don't know. This
It
is
was
just,
the AI was prompted
by his subconscious.
by his subconscious acknowledging that he was a god. And that's
Sure.
why his son ultimately betrayed him, because he knew that he had to be defeated because he was what he hated.
Right.
Yeah.
That is a complex web of thought. Good
It
one,
is.
Will. Do you have a least favorite character?
I do. It was the god of the watch that was talking to the old librarian back on like Omnipotent City.
He's
like the Paul Blart of gods, is what it reminded me of. Because he was just like, I don't believe any of this. Could we just go? And my son is making his first planet today, and I'd like to be there. And
he was just
he was just
lame.
like lame. Like, this guy's lame.
Fair enough. I didn't really have a least favorite character. Nobody stood out to me.
Yeah.
So not to where I'd be like, that person. I don't know. I also didn't read as closely as I normally do. I like half read, half skimmed this series because it's like the third or fourth time I've been through it. So
Yeah.
I maybe that's why one didn't jump out. Did you have a least favorite scene, Patrick?
Not specifically.
No? Not
But
really.
What the heck? It's always the thing with the time travel stuff. Like, what would have happened if that bomb went off? Then he wouldn't have went through the arc to make that bomb, and then you're in a loop in. Nobody wants that.
Yep. That's because whenever you do time travel,
Yeah.
you're breaking causality.
Right. Darn time travel stories.
Yeah.
But since it didn't actually happen, there's no problem.
By the way, here's a fun fact about old Brandon Sanderson, the author.
Mm-hmm.
For-
I think I know what you're going to say.
that one of his number one rules is that he will not write time travel.
Right.
Yep. He won't do it
Wow.
because he thinks it is very hard to be done well. And he doesn't like the idea of breaking causality. And he doesn't like the idea of having to have multiverses to try to deal with it. And he's just like, nope, not going to do it.
You know who did it fairly well? It was kind of lower level, but J.K. Rowling in the third Harry Potter book.
With the time turner?
Yeah, she actually did it accurately.
I mean, maybe. But there was still so many plot holes in that book. We don't need to get into it.
Oh, man. I kind
we
of want
could.
to because Will's got a smirk. And are you guys going to go rounds about
we don't-
time travel?
We don't have to.
No, we're not.
Dang it. Okay.
They just
I
could
was
have
just gonna
used
say
No,
sit
like
back and-
most stories, yeah, they kind of botch it, but I'm sure it's been so long since I've read that book, though.
Right. It's been a while since.
And I'm like, I couldn't probably argue it, but there are
That's what I'm saying.
certain elements that she does carry through because they do some stuff in the future. Like things happen when you're reading through, and it's like, oh, that's weird. And then Harry and Hermione go back in time and do the things that were kind of weird. So she does cover kind of the whole like timeline thing should be
Sure.
matched up,
Yeah.
which is a little bit better than what most people do. But
Yeah, I mean, I've always, so I'm not a reader of Harry Potter. I've watched the films. And I've always enjoyed the idea that, it always happened the way it happened. But then it's like, there's that whole, where's the starting point? It just gets goopy anyway. It's time travel. But I don't disagree that it's one of the more interesting and better held together. I like the time machine, but that's because you can only go forward. It keeps things kind of simple. He just jumps to the future.
He just jumps to the future. No issues with that.
Will, did you have a least favorite?
I didn't really. I just wanted to point out that at the end, when like young Thor goes home and Avengers Thor goes back to his timeline, you see all Father Thor standing there with the 3 sisters, like his 3 granddaughters, and 2 of them are drawn the exact same. They're both that blonde. When like in the previous issues, previous panels, there's like a shorter redhead, a taller redhead, and then a blonde.
Interesting.
Maybe it's Loki.
Maybe it is, but
yeah, I mean they are definitely similar in that they have the same clothes and everything.
Same clothes, same hair, same
armband.
So
so my guess is that the colorist accidentally did something, didn't catch it. That's my best guess. Because the guy that draws it, it's all black and white. So maybe it's a colorist problem.
Maybe.
I don't know. Because, I mean, they're wearing different clothes than earlier anyway, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't have anything else other than that was like stood out to me.
I didn't have anything.
And that didn't really even bother me. It didn't ruin anything. It was just like a thing that I noticed that I'm like, I'm going to put it here in this spot.
Patrick, did you end up reading more than this?
I did, but I want to bring something else up.
Okay.
Another favorite scene of mine.
Okay.
After I thought, at first I was like, why would he do that? But then after I thought about it, it makes sense. So during this Gorr's origin story,
yes,
they always would put the dead corpses into trees for to easier access to the gods or whatever.
Okay.
But after his son died, he actually buried him.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
that's why he got ostracized, right?
Yes. But it was him just defying the gods at that point. He was done with them.
Being like, I don't want him to be around them.
Right.
That's true.
Yep.
It was good symbolism.
It was.
Because it isn't just like, he buried his son. Because to us, we're like, well, yeah, but that's not what they did.
Right.
But there would be purpose behind that. Good call out. That's a good observation.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
How far did you read? Did you just read one issue? Did you read a couple?
I got 2.5.
Did they introduce Malekith, the guy with face?
Not yet.
Not yet. He's the next villain. So I read this run, and I remember thinking that the rest of it is good, but I don't think it ever gets as... Like, I personally think these first 11 issues are what I felt were the best in, like, the whole series for the most part that I remember. That's why when I read it, I just reread those, and I've never reread the rest. I do have the graphic novel for the 3rd story arc, though.
Yeah, I'm going to try to finish that by next week, but it might not happen.
Just so you can say?
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot to read for next week, too.
I know. That's why I might not happen.
But we have plenty of time. Couple a day, you get it done.
Sure.
Not bad.
Not bad.
So, out of God bombs. No, I don't know.
We can do God bombs.
Yeah, let's do it.
God bombs.
Or hammers.
Right, because there were several.
There were.
That's true.
Or gods.
Because there was a bunch.
There was.
Let's do bombs. It was the first thing. We'll just roll with it. Out of 5 God bombs.
I'm gonna give it a 5.
Same.
Cool. Yeah, big surprise. We gave the first half that. Second half where we all were basically like, not really a bad scene. It's super well done. It's one of the best things I've read of Marvel's from the past 10 years probably. Mm-hmm. But again, I don't read a lot of modern Marvel. I don't. But this was one of those things that I heard was super good, so I subscribed to it, and I loved it, and it really was that good.
It is really good.
Yeah. Jason Aaron. I've read some of his... I feel like he's written some like independent stories that I might have looked at. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Maybe for next time. If I remember, I'll look into it, see if I can bring up what else he's written.
Cool.
But yeah, so now that we are done with Thor, per Will's request from issue 0 being in his top 3 heroes,
Yep.
we're going to check out one of Patrick's top 3 heroes that hasn't made the last year of issues.
Right.
We're going to check out the Incredible Hulk
And this is going to be incredible. I can feel it.
in his Hulk.
Right. I don't know what that means. Will?
It's what's on the inside, I guess.
Okay, there you go. It's going to be incredible on the inside.
So we are reading, per Patrick, World War Hulk? No. Planet Hulk. Planet Hulk. So check out the description below and see what issues that is. I have kind of dictated that we're going to read the whole shebang. It's 15 issues, which takes us back to the days of yore when we were reading Nightfall.
Right.
And we would read like 10 to 15 issues some weeks. But we're going to do it because
There's a reason for it.
I still think we should do a Captain America for the week of the 4th of July.
Right.
And so if we weren't doing Captain America, we could split the Hulk into 2 weeks. Not a big deal. But because I really want us to get a Captain America in for 4th of July, we're going to have to hit the Hulk hard.
I mean, to be
He
fair,
can take it.
I can probably just order one on Amazon.
Order what?
A Captain America, so we can get it done by the 4th of July.
Wow. Dang, that was a joke. So,
The ones that make you groan are the best.
are they?
Yes.
You're like, yes.
100%.
If I get an eye roll emoji or something like that from somebody.
Made
in a
my
text,
day.
boom, mission accomplished.
Yep.
So, would you agree with that sentiment, Will? The groanier, the better?
It depends.
Because he appreciates groany jokes too.
I
I
do.
just wondered. So Patrick's it's kind of like appreciating certain types of liquor, right?
I appreciate
His
it.
palate is the most refined of ours.
Here's the thing. I appreciate telling those jokes.
You don't appreciate hearing them.
I could go either way on hearing them. Telling them is amazing.
So, where I feel it's Patrick leading the pack on that, followed pretty closely by Will, and then I pretty far down
Yeah.
sometimes. So anyway, we are doing Planet Hulk. I read the first issue already. You started it.
I started it.
Have you checked it out yet?
Not yet.
But I think it's going to be good. I've always heard good things. For those of you who are unaware, it is loosely based. What the Thor Ragnarok movie is loosely based on this comic book, because it's got Thor being a gladiator on an alien planet.
And I'm sure it's very loosely based.
I will say his arrival on the planet is reminiscent. They took that pretty
okay.
closely out of the
Cool.
movie. That idea, kind of like Thor's arrival in Ragnarok. And I was like, oh, okay. So Taika Waititi looked at this comic. Not out of the whole story, he looked at the first issue and probably went, "Yep, this is what we're going to do," because he has admitted that he doesn't really read any of the comics that are tied to material.
That's nice.
Yeah, which is why Love and Thunder with Gorr, the God Butcher, was so bad, and this comic is amazing. He could have just followed this comic, and
Yeah.
people would have been like, "Wow."
Right?
Such good source material. Didn't use a drop of it.
Dude, it with like the 3 Thors. Now, I get having Jane as a Thor. That actually happens in this comic series. At the end of this run, Jason Aaron goes on and creates Jane as Thor. But that still is just, come on.
Come on, man.
Anyway, so that's what we are looking forward to. Next week is Hulk. The following week will be Captain America. And then our first of a multi-part 1-year anniversary celebration. So expect to If you have reached out to us and said you're interested in being on the call-in episode, or I've reached out to you, expect to find a time that we'll be trying to schedule that. We're going to talk about how we want to do that. So expect to hear from us soon.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Anyway, do you guys have anything else to add? Is there anything left?
Nope.
Well, then I'm Patrick.
And this is Will.
And I'm Chris, and we are Guys with Issues.
So many.
You can catch Guys with Issues wherever you can find your favorite podcasts.
Or check out our website at guyswithissues.com, where you can listen, find reading lists to follow along, and get to know us better.
Send us emails to longbox@guyswithissues.com and tell us your thoughts. Send us suggestions on what we should read next. We would love to hear from our listeners. Oh, well, that's why it would. Now everybody's going to be louder. So,
Yep.
no, it's the same.
Well, your knob's normal.
Okay.
Probably the first time you ever heard that one, eh?
You're a normal knob.
I don't know if I could say that.